growth of mold. And that water becomes unfit for human consumption. So the secret of keeping this water alive is to do what? To keep it moving around. Now, I want to challenge you with some questions here. And you are going to tell me whether these people I'm going to show you here are physically fit or not. Sasa, tuanzie na huyu. Is this guy physically fit? Huh? Is he fit? Is this what we call true fitness? This is enhanced, okay? Yeah. Normally, you do not find people who... These are the extremes of fitness. No, he has to be using certain excesses, whether they are steroids or proteins, to build muscles to this extent. This is not physical fitness. So we want to avoid extremes of fitness, because any kind of exercise should be done in moderation and should give you fitness. We do not want exercise that will deny you health. Let me ask you, why do you think, and you've ever heard of footballers who have collapsed in the field, in the pitch, and died? Why do they die when exercise is good? Mushaisikia wachezaji walikuwa wanacheza kwa mpira alafu wakaanguka wakakufa? Mushaisikia? There was a guy called Mark Vivian Fo, a Cameroonian player. He collapsed in the field, heart attack. Why do you think he got a heart attack, yet he was exercising? He may not be doping, using drugs, because they also screen for those drugs. But what is the problem with that kind of exercise that is competitive? Okay. Now, these players may be doing extremes of proteins so that they can build stamina, especially the strikers. And now, when you get into a field and it's competitive, the hormone that you produce, called adrenaline, it is not friendly to health. It makes your heart beat faster. And that is why any good exercise should not be competitive. Kama exercise imekuwa mashindano, that is not beneficial exercise. So, because now it will mean you're producing a lot of adrenaline, which is not good for heart health, especially if you sustain that kind of competition. Okay? So if you consider these guys are doing a lot of proteins like animal products, and therefore the heart grows thick, and then it has to beat faster because you want to get the goal, or people are cheering and you need to satisfy the expectations, then you're working, the kind of exercise you're doing is not healthful, okay? It's likely to give you what? Heart problems, okay? So for these guys, this kind of exercise is extreme. Now tell me whether this guy, 10-year-old boy, is he physically fit? Do you call this physical fitness? No, he's not, okay? He's malnourished. Being obese is also being malnourished, okay? Then I have a lady here. She is the thinnest woman in the world. She is called Valeria Levitin, okay? Is she physically fit? She's not, okay? She has a condition we call anorexia nervosa, where somebody chooses not to eat, okay? In order to do what? It's a mental problem, So they love this themselves. This is a kind of, can I say, a mental disorder? Somebody chooses not to eat so that they can grow thin. The only benefit for this, she has entered the Guinness Book of Records as the thinnest woman in the world. And she's here resting. Okay? Wow. I tell you, if she was your wife, you don't have to feed her a lot, isn't it? Uhitaji kufanya kazi kwa nguvu kama yule mwingine niliwaonyesha. Huyu chakula tu kidogo, once in a while, maybe once after every 2 days. Alafu wale wanaume hawapendi kufanya kazi. She is the best option, si ndio? If this lady was to exercise, do you think she could withstand exercise? No, she's unfit. Huh? So, by the way, this is real. This is not fiction. Eh? Yeah, she's there. Now, let's go to the facts now. The leading causes of death in the world can be prevented by exercise. Did you know that? Now, start with heart diseases. By the way, heart diseases are the leading causes of mortality, death in the world. Okay? And one of the remedies for heart diseases is an active, a moving body. A moving body. Okay? So it will enhance circulation. It will give you a tolerant heart muscle that will be able to withstand exertion. Stroke, it's another problem. Mnajua stroke ni nini? This is a problem with circulation of blood in the brain. If you have poor circulation of blood in the brain, you will not only have stroke, but you have poor memory because your brain depends on good circulation of blood in it for you to have very good memory. Okay? You become drowsy, you become less energetic. You know, your brain gives you more than 20% of the energy that you need. It has a lot of energy. So if you do not exercise supplied with adequate blood, it will give you such conditions as loss of memory and stroke. Then drugs are also a major cause of diseases and death in the world. And this includes drugs that are abused, okay, whether they are legal or illegal, and also drugs that are prescribed by doctors and drugs that are bought over the counter. So yale madawa mnanunua kama ni painkillers, kule kwa chemist, okay? Those excesses, they are causing what we call diseases and organ failure. Are we together? And that is why we emphasize on principles such as good nutrition, exercise, we'll come to water, and we've talked about these things so that we can minimize use of what? Drugs. You should not also use drugs. Why? Any drug will harm your health. Are we together? Yeah. Including those drugs that I've brought you here. They all have an effect on your body health. And they are reducing your lifespan and also compromising your quality of life. Huwezi ukawa na afya nzuri, huwezi ukawa na nguvu. You cannot be competitive because your energy has been taken away. And that one translates to reduced lifespan. Kama ulikuwa uishi miaka 70, sasa hivi unaenda 60 ama 50 because of drugs. And then we have hii ugonjwa ya sigara. Umeiona hapa?
you.